more positive culture and do innovative things in order to try to get peace started. And so the campaign started in the winter of '07. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, we asked for a general ceasefire between the groups, and then we flooded the community with flood cards that you see, not that version, but an earlier version. And the results of that is that we had some calming of the violence in between that time. And so they asked us to continue it periodically, and that's the reason why we have continued with the summer season of peace. If you look on the cards, you see the dates. We're looking at the beginning of the season of peace on June 25th, which is on a Friday. It is actually the last Friday of the school year, and so we wanted to kick off the beginning of the summer and ask for a season of peace for the months of, essentially the months of July and August. When we've done the season of peace summer last year, it was basically around late July to mid-September. So now we're looking at July and August as a result of the feedback that we've received, from the youth themselves around the season of peace. If you look at it, our theme this year is resurrecting our future by changing the spirit of the neighborhoods. And underneath the Season of Peace banner, you'll see these small words that says it's deeper than you think. Now those slogans were put together by our staff in consultation with the youth themselves, and so we hope it's an effective message for them. The visual piece is the transformation of a neighborhood. So the darker parts on the left is the neighborhood as they are. The lighter parts on the right-hand side of the neighborhood as we hope it to be, or as they hope it to be. And if you turn it to the back, you will see a list of the activities. There will be church outreach programs. There will be the community walks, in which I'll talk about shortly. There's the summer basketball league, and then there is our summer youth program, in which we will be talking about that also shortly. So those are some of the events for our season of peace. But more importantly, I think one of the biggest features that we put out for our Season of Peace campaign is the community walks, and which we believe is a critical component of what happens in the summer in consultation with all of our partners, including law enforcement partners. What we've discovered through their analysis, and this is from Anthony Braga, who is the strategic strategy person for the BPD, is that on the weekends, particularly on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays between 6 and 9 p.m., there's a lot of shooting activity that occurs. And what we found is that when there are groups in the community who are walking throughout the community, the violence tends to abate as a result of that. And so community walks are important because it shows a presence, and secondly, it helps to deter random violence, and then thirdly, it helps to build up the community. And so we do these community walks every summer in order to promote these things and to reduce the violence. We have 9 routes for our community walks that have been designed this summer. 2 of them, they're largely in what we know of as the Cape Verdean community, and the other 7 are in and around Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. We have churches that we are calling anchor churches that will be the gathering places for those groups who want to do the walks in those particular communities. And some of those churches are Morning Star Baptist Church and Jubilee Christian Church, which is 2 large churches that are off of Blue Hill Avenue down in the Mattapan area. We have Grace Community Church of All Nations, which is on the corner of Park and Washington Street up near Cotman Square. We have In Roxbury, we have St. John's Missionary Baptist Church and Roxbury Presbyterian Church so far. We have some other churches that are willing to be gathering points, including this particular church for the Roxbury area. We have two Catholic churches. We have St. Patrick's, which is there on Magazine Street, and St. Peter's, which is on Bowden Street. And so those are some of the churches that have agreed to be anchor churches. We will send all this literature out for everyone, including the walk routes, so that everybody will actually see where we want everyone to walk. And we're opening up the walks to anyone who would like to walk. So if you are part of that neighborhood, we certainly want you to walk in that particular route. If you grew up in that neighborhood and you no longer live in that neighborhood, we want you to come back and walk the neighborhood that you grew up in. If you've never been in the neighborhood, you just want to walk in that neighborhood, we want you to walk in that route. We're looking for as many people as we can to walk the route of the community walk, which will begin on the 25th of June and will accumulate 6 weeks later on the weekend of Labor Day, which is, I believe, the 6th of September. So we're looking at 6/25 to 9/6, as it's stated on the Season of Peace campaign. Another feature of our Season of Peace campaign is the basketball league, and I'm going to ask Ruth to talk a little bit about that.
Morning, everyone. A new feature that we implemented programmatically for Season of Peace was actually trying to revamp the Mountain Park basketball league. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this. This is a league that's been going on at Mountain Park for approximately 10 to 15 years. It was actually an opportunity for people within the neighborhood for have a basketball tournament that actually stretched through the whole summer. So it was a men's tournament that targeted certain neighborhoods within the community to come out, have a team, play basketball game. It was basically the main feature of the summer for the Roxbury area. Over the past years, it's kind of gone awry, whether it be due to management or whether it be due to the actual incidents that led up to the park. So we thought that it was critical to actually bring this back, because a lot of times during the summer we don't have any safe recreational activities in the neighborhood. So we decided that it's going to be our job to make sure within this season that we try to create this new culture of people in the city. It's going to be critical that we actually have some people activities, and we actually have to bring up that community back. So we worked with the actual founder of the Mountain Park to help them out as far as whether it be the infrastructure, actually make sure that we have a league that's going to be run successfully, and also going to be targeted not just people who are playing in the league, but whether it be the grandmothers, the children, that they will all feel safe at this park. So we've been partnering with the Boston Police, local community members to make sure that we have a well-run league. So the main idea is we just want to get people out to feeling safe within our parks, because we feel that's critical for the summer. And we actually have some safe activities, safe recreational activities within the park. So we're actually going to get started within the next 2 weeks. We're actually looking for community members who might not know anything about basketball, but come out there, experience what's going on at the park. We ask people to come out there and talk about the interact with kids and interact with some of the teams. We're just trying to stick to this changing the culture of we're trying to get over this stereotype that people in our community can't gather together and be peaceful. So we really want to just target that and just trying to bring a new vibe to it, and that's about it. So we have more information going on. Let's just a brief overview. We want to give people some peaceful options to have safe recreation on that place. That's about it.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Asia Jones if she'll come forward at this time. Third feature of our Season of Peace campaign, as always, is the youth programs that we run at Boston 10 Points during the summer. And so Asia will talk to you about what's going to happen this time.
Good morning again. Over the last few summers, we've employed approximately from 15 to 30 children, teens throughout the summer. And through different talks with them, we noticed that they don't like what they read in the newspapers and the different media that goes on around in the neighborhoods that they live in. So what we've decided to do is this year we're going to put together a seasonal peace newsletter where the teams will be able to go out into their neighborhoods, find positive people to talk to, different activities that are going to be going on. They'll go to the basketball games, they'll report on that. They'll take pictures. They'll feature, maybe somebody that they know or a student from the neighborhood who may have gotten a full scholarship to college, just to focus on really positive things going on inside the neighborhood so that everything is not so negative. So that will be going out 3 times. We're going to have 3 issues that's going to go out throughout the summer. And so if you see our teams walking around and they're asking questions and they have cameras and things, please just be open to talk to them. They're just trying to get some information so that they can put out our newsletter that will be distributed and to NBCA, throughout the NBCA station on Friday.
Thank you. Finally, there are dates that I want you to remember. If you can write this down. The first one is June the 18th. It's on a Friday in the evening, June the 18th, and June the 23rd, which is also on a Wednesday in the evening as well, 7 o'clock both times. Those are the dates for the neighborhood training. Neighborhood walk training. We're going to be making a press announcement as we've done every season, announcing the season of peace. We'll also be announcing the training dates for those who want to have some training around the community walks, an example of which you will experience this morning. So on the 18th of June at Roxbury Presbyterian Church, we will have the first neighborhood walk training. Second date, June the 23rd, which is on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Great Community Church of All Nations, which is up there in the Common Square. We'll have our second neighborhood walk training. So you don't need to come to both, you just need to come to one, and we'll train you in terms of how to manage the walk, and what to look for, and what to say as you make connections with the community. The last date, again, is June the 25th, and that's not only the beginning of the community walk, but we're also planning a large memorial service which will be there at Malcolm X Park on June 25th at 9 p.m. The memorial service would be to commemorate the over 1,500 people that we've lost in the city of Boston since 1998 to violence. We've had, since 1998, over 1,500, actually now over 1,600 people that we have lost in our city due to violence. And so we're going to have the memorial service, did I say 98? Oh, I meant to say 1988. I'm sorry, 1988. It was 1988. We lost over 1,600. Huh? It'd be in the Globes tomorrow. It'd be in the Globes tomorrow. I said 98 instead of 88. So since 1988, we've lost, sadly, over 1,600 people to the violence. So our memorial service, in which we're asking, we've been making our phone calls and asking over 100 churches to come together. And we're asking the larger community to come together so that we can honor those families and those victims who fell to violence over these years. And then we're going to, as a feature of that, ask for a general ceasefire within the community for a 2-week period in order to commemorate and out of respect for the homicides that we've experienced in our community over those years. And so it's a big event that we've been planning. We've got a lot of folks who have already committed to coming and be a part of the event. We've got people from the Archdiocese, we've got Episcopal bishops, they're coming. I mean, it's going to be a large event. We would like for all of you to come and be a part of it. Again, as I said, we'll be making our press announcements around that, but we wanted to make sure that our monthly meeting partners was aware of it so that they can make preparations to be there to be a part of it. Amen? Amen. So at this point, Reverend Wayne Daly is now ready and prepared to take us through Neighborhood Walk.